Hello, everybody, and welcome to our webinar today on Dynamics 365, what was new in 22. For our agenda today, we will go ahead and do a little introduction of myself, Tom Dewey at TopLine Results. From there, we will jump into our presentation about what was new in 22. Then we'll do a little bit about us here at TopLine Results. We'll answer any questions that you may have had during our presentation, and then we'll say thank you for attending our webinar. So a little introduction, myself. My name is Tom Dewey. I am the Corporate Technical Trainer for TopLine Results. As you can see, my information is on the screen. A little bit about myself. At TopLine Results, we focus on multiple CRM platforms, which include Dynamics 365, HubSpot, Zoho, and Act. I am a product specialist in all four of these. I am also a dedicated trainer for all these tools. I can also help with email integration as I am a specialist, and automation specialist. Also, I am Click Dimensions certified. So let's go ahead and jump into the Dynamics 365 demo. In our presentation today, again, we are going to be presenting Dynamics 365, what was new in 22. The 5 topics we will be discussing today are the Modern Advanced Find, Teams integration, sales usage reports, sequences, and some tips and tricks for some things that may have been removed in 22. Let's go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and discuss the new Modern Advanced Find feature. Previous users of Dynamics 365 are very familiar with the Advanced Find feature. In February of 2022, Microsoft released the Modern Advanced Find, which removes the old Advanced Find interface to use the new Modern interface involved with the Unified interface. There are 2 ways you may see this in your current environment. The first way, if you see it at the top right corner of your screen, as you notice, I will not, is the old funnel icon. Now note, if you do still see this funnel icon at the top right corner and you select it in the current interface, you will receive the Modern Advanced Find window when you select it. If you don't see this icon at the top of the screen, you should still see the search bar. In our demonstration today, I will be using this search bar. When this is selected, we should see an option at the bottom of the window that states Search for rows in a table using advanced filters. Selecting this option will bring us to the Modern Advanced Find configuration window. Before we update our filters, please note that all advanced finds are now based on your default view for the table or record type selected. If you are looking to use Advanced Find based on a different view, you will need to update it to be your default view, then proceed to use the Advanced Find filters. You will be able to update filters and columns when updating this view. After we've selected the option to bring open the Modern Advanced Find window, we now need to select the table we would like to create our view for. For my example today, let's go ahead and select the Context option and select Continue. Doing this will close the window and open an Edit Filters screen. Now note, it may take a couple seconds for the new window to load, so please be patient. In the Edit Filters screen, we will see the filters that are behind our default view as mentioned above. For my example, the default contact view I have selected is Active Contacts, where the only filter is Status equaling Active. From this window, we have the ability to add rows, group information, and add related entities. You also notice in the Add Filters window an option to download Fetch XML. This feature is important, especially if you look to generate reports out of Dynamics 365 or create queries in other programs. Again, this is available if you ever need it. Now let's go ahead and add a row to our filter that will only display our contacts if they are based in the state of Wisconsin. So to do this, I'm going to go ahead and select the Add Row option. I'm going to select a field here, and I'm going to locate the Address 1 State Province field. I'm going to go ahead and change equals to contains, because I want to look for anything that may start with WI or contain WI. And then my value, I'm going to type in WI. Now, before I apply these filters, I do want to note, you'll notice that we currently have 159 contacts in our view. Let's go ahead and select the Apply option. And when the new view pops up, you're going to notice that we've gone from 159 contacts to 46 contacts inside of our view here. Now also after we've applied our filter, you're going to notice that our active contacts view name has an asterisk after it. This asterisk means that an update has occurred. From here, we can modify any columns that we may not want to. Also, we can edit the filters if we need to do this as well. So let's go ahead and add our state column to this view. To do so, I'm going to go ahead and select the Edit Columns button here. And from here, you can see I have the ability to rearrange and add columns to my view. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to select the Add Columns, and I'm going to locate our address 1 state province and just click on it. You'll note when I click on that field, it is removed from the screen. And if I click Close here, and we go to the next window, you're going to see that our field has been added to our list of columns. Now, all we have to do to rearrange these columns inside of this view is click and drag where we'd like that column to be. So if I wanted address 1 state province to be my second column here, I'm going to go ahead and click and drag that and select Apply. And now, once I've selected Apply, that you'll see that is our second column on this view. Now also at this time, if I need to add additional filters to this view, I can select the Edit Filters option here, and that'll bring open our filter screen where we can apply different filters to this view. Now the last thing we need to do with this view, since we still have that asterisk here, that means we haven't saved this view yet. So if I select the drop-down arrow, I'm going to go ahead and save as a new view at the bottom of this window. Doing this allows me to create the view and give it a name that's more relevant to what this view is about. So my view name today is going to be Active Accounts in WI. Once I type that in and I click Save, we give it a second, it's going to refresh, and you're going to notice my new view is here with the name of Active Contacts in WI. Now once we're happy with our view, now when we create this new view inside of the system, this is created as what we call a personal view, a view that you only have access to until you share or assign this. So what we can do with these views is we can go ahead and modify and manage these views so other people can use and see them. To do so, I'm going to select the drop down from the list views here, and I'm going to select the Manage and Share Views option. From here, we can see all the views that we have access to inside of the system. The ones with the little people icons are personal views. The other ones are system views created by administrators or directly out of Dynamics 365. From here, if we would like to share or assign this view to someone else, we can select the ellipses next to the view that we've created, and you'll see that you have the ability to share and assign this view. Also, with personal views, this is a new feature that was just released. You do also have the ability to hide these views. So again, if you don't want to see this view or somebody shares a view that you don't want to see in your list, if you hover over the name of the view and you select this little icon, that's going to go ahead and cross it out, which means when you look at your list view selector, that will not be in there. Now again, you can make all the changes that you want to here, and once you click the Apply button, that will be shared or assigned to whoever it may need to be. Let's now take a look at Dynamics 365 and an integration with Microsoft Teams. This year, the ability to chat and collaborate inside of Dynamics 365 has been added. This allows for quicker communication amongst your team. At the top right corner of your screen, you will see a little icon that contains 2 chat bubbles. If you don't see this, Teams may need to be configured for your team. Selecting this icon will open a window on the right side of the screen that shows you your previous conversations inside of Teams. With this window open, we can also navigate to different records inside of Dynamics 365 and create the ability to have an option called Connected Chat. With these connected chats allow you to have communications about that specific record inside of Dynamics 365. So when you communicate with a team member inside of Microsoft Teams, they can see what record you are communicating about. To create one of these connected chats, all we have to do in this Team Chats window is select the new Connected Chat option. And you'll see when I do this, I can select my participant. So I'm going to type in A here because I want to bring in Alicia Thummer. Now also when I create these connected chats, you'll see inside of this window that it brings in the data from our Dynamics 365 record, including their name, their company, and their phone number. Now, once I'm happy with the record that I want to send this chat about, all I have to do is add a message to this chat. So what I'm going to say today is I'm going to say, please review this contact. And then from here, I'll go ahead and start the chat with Alicia in this window. You'll see now that it's creating the chat, and at the bottom of our screen, there is our connected chat inside of here. From this little window, you'll continue to see the discussion that's being had about this contacts in the system. Also, at this time, you'll notice inside of this chat window that Alicia is being informed of where that Dynamics 365 record is, so she can select the Open in Dynamics 365 record, and it'll take her right to that record inside of Dynamics 365. Another new feature that's been brought along with this Teams integration in Dynamics 365 is the ability to collaborate on records. So right now, I'm inside of Abraham McCormick's record here in Dynamics 365. If I come up to the menu bar at the top of the screen, you will see an option to collaborate. And what this collaborate feature allows you to do is this allows you to create a team inside of the Microsoft Team program that allows you to keep track of information about this specific record. So you'll see we have this team created here for Abraham McCormick. If I select the next option, I can then add a channel to this. So I can add different pieces of information about this contact. Now, one thing I do want to note about collaboration, it not only can be done at the contact, but you could do it at the account, lead, and opportunity as well. So from here, if I want to put it in the general tab, I can add it to that channel, or I can create new channels with different pieces of information that I'd like to collaborate on. I'm going to go ahead and select general and hit next. Now from here, I can add additional team members to this team, so the people that I would like to collaborate about on this record. So I could do a search, or I'm just going to select myself here and click Finish. What this is going to do now is this is going to create the connection between Dynamics 365 and Microsoft Teams and connect the data from Dynamics 365 to that team inside of Microsoft Teams. Now you'll notice that I am going to be using the web app of Microsoft Teams here. But once that connection has been made between Dynamics 365 and Microsoft Teams, you're going to see in the Teams portion of Microsoft Teams, there is that team that has been created. And from here, we have this General tab. Inside of here, if I click on this little section at the top called Abraham McCormick, this is the Dynamics 365 record from which I can access the data about this record. Also at this point, since we have this team set up, if there are any files we want to associate with this contact record, or if we want to post any information about it, this is where we can communicate and collaborate with all our data inside of Microsoft Teams. So again, with this collaborate option, it allows us to communicate in a more timely fashion. In Dynamics 365, in previous releases, they released a tool called the Sales Accelerator. That is a tool made up of multiple tools to help your sales team grow. As time has progressed, more and more tools were added to the Sales Accelerator. One of these tools is the ability to see how your sales team is using opportunities, leads, accounts, and contacts inside of Dynamics 365. This is done with the reporting tool called the Sales Usage Reports. When this feature is turned on, a new option is added to your sitemap in Dynamics 365. When selected, it will open a Power BI report inside of Dynamics 365. In this report, we have 4 different reports to look at. Those are the Opportunity Usage Reporting, Lead Usage Reporting, Account Usage Reporting, and Contact Usage Reporting. You will all see these denoted at the top of the screen. From this window, you will also see you have the ability to filter on multiple criteria. These different filters include dates, including the last, next, and this, and then also different date types, including what specific dates you'd like to see, like days, weeks, months, or years. From here, you have the ability to filter on user, manager, business unit, and role. Being able to see our sales team data in an organized fashion is game-changing. Now, looking at these reports, you're going to notice a lot of the data is the same except where the data is coming from. So at the top of this report here, you're going to see we can keep track of creates, reads, updates, deletes, and then also opportunities that have been converted. So of course, creates are creation of opportunity. Reads are how many times people have accessed a record without making an update. Of course, updates are how many of those opportunity records were updated, how many opportunities were deleted, and how many opportunities were converted from a one opportunity to a quote. Coming down, we're also going to see different pieces of information, like for instance, all those different statistics in this chart, including those creates, reads, updates, and deletes. Also, you'll see how many users contributed to each of those criterias. As we move down, we'll start to see user-based criteria. So for instance, who's created the most opportunities? Who's updated the most opportunities? And then if we scroll down even further, what's happened with our opportunities over time, like lost, open, or won, and then how many were converted by who? So again, each one of these reports does have different pieces of information. So for instance, if we're looking at the leads, we have our leads qualified. If I look at our accounts, you're going to notice that that last chart disappears. So based on which report that you are looking at inside of these sales usage reports will determine the data that is shown inside of each of these. Now also, since this is a Power BI report, we do have the ability to slice the data that we have on the screen. So for instance, if I'd like to see all the data that has been created or set up by, let's say our user here, Lauren Hansen, if I click on this bar right here, you're going to notice that all the data on the screen updates based on Lauren's information inside of Dynamics 365. Now, if I click on it again, you'll notice that all our data pops back. So this information is sliceable, so if I'm looking for specific data on this report, I can click on that. Now, again, you can do the same thing for all four of these different reports at the lead, account, and contact reports as well. One final note about the sales usage reports is that they do use Power BI, as I had mentioned earlier. With this, I do want to mention that you do not need to have a Power BI license in order to use this tool, as the Power BI free version will work just fine. Let's now dive into another sales accelerator tool that's available inside of Dynamics 365. This time, we're going to go ahead and talk about the sequences tool. With a sequence, what you can do inside of Dynamics 365 is you can have a list of steps that need to be completed within an opportunity, lead, account, or contact. With these, you can schedule different types of triggers, wait timers, and commands that can be triggered at any time. Let's go ahead and talk about these sequences. So I'm going to go ahead and create a new sequence inside of Dynamics 365 in the Sales Accelerator tool. I'm just going to go ahead and call it test. So as you can see here, from the record type, as I had mentioned before, you can create it for leads, opportunities, accounts, and contacts. When you're creating these sequences, once this does load up, it may take a second to load. You'll see when I select this plus button, we have some different elements that we can add to our sequence. First off, we have these different steps that are available to us, like sending an email, sending a text message, sending an automated email, and sending an automated text message, as well as making phone calls, like scheduling a phone call activity inside of Dynamics 365, scheduling a task and completing it, and then also setting wait timers so you can tell a person to wait before continuing to the next step in this sequence. There are also conditions that can be run and set up inside of these sequences. So for instance, you'll notice there's the ability to wait for a field value to be updated, or if you use your process stages, have one of those updated as well. We also have these commands in here. So within Dynamics 365 and Sales Accelerator, let's say we finish one of these sequences, we have the ability to do this command to advance to another sequence. Also at this time, we can update fields as well. Finally, one little neat feature that is available to you is if you set up this LinkedIn integration with Dynamics 365, you can complete LinkedIn steps as well, like completing research, getting introduced, getting connected, and sending email from within Dynamics 365 using these sequences. With that said, I'd like to go ahead and show you an example of one of these sequences and what that looks like. So I'm going to go back here to another sequence that's already been built, this opportunity nurturing. When I come into here, you're going to see there are multiple steps set up. With this opportunity nurturing sequence, you'll see there are multiple steps set up inside of this sequence. You'll notice the first step here is sending an email. So it sends off an introduction email. Now you'll note you can use email templates inside of here, so you don't have to recreate them every time you create a new sequence. From there, it tells us we're going to wait for 5 days. So again, we can set different times like days and hours. So once you've finished that email or that email has been sent off by yourself, then it triggers this wait timer. From there, you can schedule a phone call. So it's asking you to discuss the opportunity with the customer. Again, we're going to tell the person to wait another 5 days and then send an email saying thank you for your future business. As you can see, another 5 days occurs here. And then it's going to create a task that says assemble the presentation for the customer. Again, we wait one more time for 5 days and then we schedule a meeting. Now from here, where do you see these sequences inside of Dynamics 365? What I'm going to do here is I'm going to navigate quickly back to an opportunity record. So let me go ahead and open one of these up and we'll give this a second to load here. If I come in here and I select any one of these opportunities that are in here, let's go ahead and pick a customer engagement opportunity. To start a sequence on any one of these opportunities, in the center section here, you're going to notice there is this Connect Sequence option. You'll also see that at the taskbar at the top of the screen. If I select this, this will bring up a list of the different sequences that are available to me inside of this opportunity. I'm going to select Opportunity Nurturing and select the Connect button. And what's going to happen here, in 1 second, once this loads, if I refresh this, you're going to see that it shows me all the steps that will occur for this sequence inside of Dynamics 365. So the first step here is that introduction email. And it's telling you, hey, you need to send an email out. So what you can do right from this sequence is you can hit that email button. And what that'll do is that'll bring up an email screen. And again, it's going to load in the data that you've already thrown into that email inside of the sequence. So again, you can customize it and then send it. And once you're done sending that email off, you'll notice that you have the ability to mark this as complete. Now, once you complete this email, you're going to add a reason why you completed this email. So sent to customer. And I'll select the complete option. Now, doing this, you'll note in a second, this will update. We just have to give it a second. You'll notice that now it is waiting for 5 days. So 5 days from now, you will now get another thing on your task list to complete that says send a thank you email. And that continues on for each step inside of this sequence process. So again, these can be customized to have it do whatever you want it to do to help your sales team move along with different records inside of Dynamics 365. Let's go ahead and discuss some tips and tricks in Dynamics 365 for some features that may have changed or been removed out of the platform in 2022. With updates to Dynamics 365, features may have moved or changed. With that said, the first item I would like to talk about is the ability to share emails. So at the top right corner of the screen, you'll notice the share button. This used to be an email link button at the top of the screen. Well, they've removed that feature and changed it to share because that is how the norm is for a lot of different programs right now. If I select that share button, you'll see that we get 3 different options now. First off, we can do the email link, which was the standard feature that was inside of Dynamics 365 previously. We also have the copy link option, which allows us to copy a link that we can send off to somebody to see this record. And then also we can manage access to this record as well. Another tip and trick I'd like to show you today is how can you cope with the removal of the alphabetic search. So this was one of my favorite features inside of Dynamics 365 because sometimes I couldn't figure out how accounts or contacts were spelled inside of Dynamics 365. At the bottom of the screen, they used to have the ability to sort by the alphabet. So you would select a letter, and based on the account name here, it would show you the first letter of that account that started with that letter that you selected. Well, to cope with this, unfortunately, the easiest way you can handle it right now is being able to sort your records based on specific fields. So again, if you ever base it on the city field, the account name, or any other field inside of that table that you're currently working in, the easiest way to find your records, unfortunately, is either one, sort them A to Z or Z to A, or if you're looking to look for a record that starts with a specific letter, you can select the filter by option, change to this to begins with, and you can type in the letter that you're looking for. If, for instance, if I wanted to do T, I'll type in T and select the apply button. And you'll notice that it just brings up all those records that start with the letter T. Finally, the last thing I'd like to talk about today is the ability to quickly navigate between records. In previous versions of Dynamics 365, especially the version that did not use the unified interface, you used to have inside of a record two little arrows at the right side of the top corner. These were up and down arrows, and this allowed you to navigate between the records quickly. With the removal of those items inside of the unified interface, how do we easily navigate between those records now? So what we can do now versus having to go back to our list view every single time to navigate to the next record, at the top left corner of this window, you'll see this little icon right here that says Open Record Set. If I select that, you're going to notice that this shows me the view that I opened this record from. And from here, if I need to navigate to another record inside of Dynamics 365, so again, I want to go to the next record here, if I click on it, you're going to see that it quickly brings me to this record. And I can continue clicking on that, going to the next record without having to go back to the list view and coming back in. All right, let's go ahead and jump into a little bit about us here at TopLine Results. So as you can see on the screen, I have the TopLine Results team. We are relationship-driven technology. TopLine Results was founded in 1999 in the great state of Texas. We implement and support the best-in-class CRM and marketing solution. We demonstrate expertise in database development, system integration, project management, and data-driven digital marketing. We've led hundreds, if not thousands, of implementations, and we are currently located in Waukesha County, Wisconsin, in the great city of Pewaukee. Now, why should you partner with TopLine Results? Not only do we offer CRM services and digital marketing services, but we also offer process consulting. We have a master black belt 6 Sigma process consultant on staff at all times. So what makes TopLine Results different? We offer a team-based approach. We are deep in CRM and marketing expertise. We focus on connecting and integrating your platforms for maximum visibility. We look at the big picture as well as all the details. We lead with data, and then we adjust as necessary, making those tweaks that are necessary. We're known for execution, planning, and then educating you on your system. And we also demonstrate ROI in return of these different products we support. As you can see on our screen, here is our implementation process. So we start off with meetings to get acquainted with you, and then we do some process consulting if required. From there, we get into your CRM database, offer marketing services, and then finally get some technical support and some health checks to make sure that your CRM system is well maintained. You will see now that there is this book on the screen that was written by our co-owner and COO, Melanie Varon, called Ignite Top-Line Growth, How RevOps and Go-to-Market Alignment Spark Success. This book was written for any organization who wants to tap into the superpower of aligning their revenue-generating teams, i.e. sales, marketing, customer success, and service. Here at TopLine Results, we always strive to help that kind of alignment. I will note that this book is available for the Kindle or on the Amazon store. On the screen, you're going to notice the digital products that we support at TopLine Results. Some of these products include Constant Contact, MailChimp, ClickDimensions, HubSpot, Microsoft Power BI, and WordPress. Now, this is not the full list of what we offer, but this is a big list of those digital products that we do offer. With all that said, I'm going to go ahead and open up for questions right now, but I just want to say thank you so much for attending my webinar today. As always, if you need to get in touch with TopLine Results, my information's on the screen. You can email info@toplineresults.com. You can call us at 800-880-1960. And also, you can visit our website at www.toplineresults.com. Again, thank you so much for your time today, and we look forward to answering any questions you have.